Hello Gemini, Gemini Rising, and Gemini Moon people. This is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week starting November 13th, 2017. Just a quick reminder, I did move, so we're in a different space, still getting it set up. Lighting's not there yet. That'll be with us next week. I'm going to work on the echo situation, so just be patient. But if you want to be redundant and mean, you can make a comment about it below. I'm kidding. Anywho, if you ever want to get a session with me, you can always go to my website, integrativemysticism.com. So let's get started with your cards, your astrology actually this week. So on Monday, it's all about Venus, by the way. We've got Venus in a lovely conjunction with Jupiter in Scorpio, in your 6th house of work, reputation, physical health, and your schedule. And this definitely speaks more to the practical and financial side of the 6th house. When we have Venus and Jupiter in a conjunction, usually there's some kind of big gift or some kind of major, very, very profitable shift that's easy to get. It's almost like a handout. And this is going on in the work sphere. Now, this could be an opportunity for some of you to transition to a more lucrative or a more desirable schedule, and some of you may not have been thinking about it. It may not have been something that was posted. Usually when Jupiter and Venus come together, it's a gift, mind you. This is a wonderful aspect for those of you that are looking to also rejoin the workforce, and this could actually bring the commitment for a new schedule, just in the sense that you would actually be getting a new job, and again, in a much more desirable way. With Venus and Jupiter, people are granting our wishes, and they're getting it exact as well. So I'm kind of interested to see how this is going to pay off or pay out to you, but it does look like a strong money week for y'all nonetheless. On Thursday, we do have Venus, again, like I said, it's all about Venus, forming a lovely trine to Neptune, currently retrograde in your 10th house of career. And we have, again, this big focus on perhaps even an opportunity to promote yourself. But with Neptune retrograde, it may not necessarily be a formal title shift just yet. This could be something we can do to take on more money or to get ourselves actually circulating in more powerful and influential circles. And this can also be an opportunity for some of you to kind of, again, get into the either schedule or get into the workload that will get you noticed for that down the road. We may be seeing money coming first for those of you who are already appealing for, asking for promotions, negotiating for raises, things like that. With this kind of aspect, we tend to see a change in the title. In the money instead of the title. We may be getting a bit more of the raise or a bigger incentive program before we actually have the status or the title shift for your resume. Either way, it's a good payoff. So make sure that you participate. Remember, all of these things require participation from you. So, what's going on with your spiritual advice this week? Well, this week we've got the King. And the King talks all of, we look at the text, it says authority and diplomacy. The King is talking about a need to be able to dictate more and to not be afraid to actually, extend negotiations if you need to. When we talk about the King, it's talking about how are you going to tell people up front, be the initiator. You have to be the initiator with this card as well in order to actually have them, abide by your request, to fulfill your request or do their part. Because the King is basically saying, okay, the King is up front. People listen to the King. The conversation starts with the King, and the King probably gets the last word when it comes to this deck. So that means a lot of you Gemini people, this is, even though we're getting a lot of opportunities for, for gifts, little handouts, little hand-me-downs, and all kinds of fun little things like that this week from the astrology, when it comes to your cards, it's very important to make sure that you are, again, staying in circulation. This is not a time to sit and passively just receive. You do need to also have a very firm discussion about what it is that needs to go. And if there is something that you need to complain about, if there's something that you need to appeal, the King is very, very good to you because it does indicate, again, this appeal or this complaint or this critique will be received well and we will have action taken in accordance with it. For your Earth sector, when it comes to your work and finances, we do have the Two of Pentacles reversed, and it does look like, again, there is a commitment going on here. Again, we are dropping something to focus more energy on something that is much more profitable, something that is much more, I guess you could say, maybe quicker gratification in its energy. Usually with the Two of Pentacles reversed, we have a narrowing down for those of you who are looking for new work. You've been interviewing, you've been sending out your resume everywhere. This is definitely where we start to see the process of elimination do its work for you, and you may actually get an offer this week that you will just simply accept, hands down, no more job search. For those of you who are currently not looking for new work or just thinking about money in general, usually with the Two of Pentacles reversed, we are again removing something unnecessary, an unnecessary expense, unnecessary busy work this week, but we are having that being quickly replaced with something that's actually going to be yielding a faster, more, I guess you could say, desirable profit. So this week is, again, I've already seen it was going to be good in the money stuff with the astrology, but the cards just seem to keep agreeing. For your communications with air, when it comes to your friends, your relatives, and the others in your life, we do have the Eight of Pentacles reversed. There could be some frustrations coming this week when a friend or a relative is falling way behind on some kind of joint project or joint assignment that the two of you are on. Even if they are on time, it's not technically on time if the job is not done right, if we have to go back and do some corrections, or if somebody has been sort of glossing over important details and making life just a bit more difficult and hectic for everybody. This could be something that, you know, with the Eight of Pentacles reversed, it could bring some news as well for those of you involved in any kind of home renovation projects, you know, or things like that. You may be noticing that this is going to take longer than expected. If it's a personal or social project or just sort of like a private thing, again, you're doing with like a friend or a family member, I think we might be betting on the wrong horse with this card showing up here. This might not necessarily be the person who's right for the job, and it may become evident. Maybe they just wanted to do something for fun. They just wanted to, you know, to be friendly. Still not the right person to get an important job done safely. Okay, so maybe we got to rethink. For your challenge this week with fire, we do have the Five of Pentacles upright. Now, interestingly enough, this card can indicate issues that come up with finances, but I'm not feeling like this is yours. Just given all the good stuff that we saw with the astrology, I'm assuming that this Five of Pentacles could be somebody coming and asking for your assistance, or somebody who is perhaps falling ill around you that we do need to be taking care of. Because sometimes this card can bring problems with physical health. And I'm not seeing this as you, though, but this could be an issue that does come up. With the Five of Pentacles, however, don't worry, we do tend to see things that are treatable and fixable, even if it's a financial issue or a health issue. But I'm feeling this coming from another person around you, whether it's somebody you rely on or somebody that you just care about that knows is in need. Alright, so be mindful of that, okay? Because it does look like with the Five of Pentacles, we may have a bit of a surprise there. And we want to make sure that we're available to do everything we can to help. It's Persephone. Don't worry, we'll get more kitties in videos soon. For your emotions with water and your romantic life, we do have the Emperor card upright. And the Emperor is very interesting here because it does indicate, again, those of you, we've got an Emperor and a King, so a lot of you Gemini people are kind of noticing you are being put in that driver's seat of any relationship or dating scenario you're in. Now, some people, and I've had readings with people who have had this talk before about the Emperor, it takes all kinds to have a kind of, the kind of relationship you want. Some people like the kind of relationship where the other person is like, just, they will dote on them, or where it's like, okay, well, do you want the kind of relationship where a partner would, do anything you ask as long as you ask, or do you want somebody who's going to be doing all the thinking and come up with some creative surprises and initiative on their own? Both, to me, can be, I can see the good in both sides, but some people really do prefer one to the other. Now, the Emperor card upright, however, does indicate that that balance will need to be struck with you and a partner this week, but when we do, it's actually going to be a really nice one. Typically with the Emperor upright, though, we do see you becoming the one who is, again, the one who's like, look, I'm asking for this, I'm asking for the nice favor, okay, now my partner is just doing it. My partner is just, going out of his or her way, or my dating partner's going out of his or her way. It does benefit the initiator, and it may be wise to consider changing that role. If you're used to being in a situation where you kind of wait for a pleasant surprise, maybe, this could be something different. There is a bit of a role reversal. The Emperor card upright, however, can also indicate that your partner will actually be sort of taking the reins when it comes to a group issue or a group endeavor that you've been they're taking over a job for you as well as it comes to relating to the family or relating to, to friends and neighbors and things like that. So if you've been in charge of it, you don't want to do it anymore, there may be a partner, your partner may actually be taking over and volunteering to sort of save the day in that respect. So that is your horoscope, Gemini. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, if you ever want to get a session with me, you can always follow the links below or go to integrativemysticism.com.